Hello and welcome to BoardgameNinja. Today we explain to you how to play House of Fado. You are an ambitious restaurant owner in Lisbon where you serve the typical local mix of regional food with a compelling Fado experience. Fill your tables with customers, hire the best singers and guitarists, entertain the critic, compose new Fados and expand your restaurants, all by placing your workers on the board. Each action gives you prestige points, and the player with the most prestige points after the third star has been claimed wins the game. House of Fado is for 1 to 4 players, takes about an hour to play and is for players of 14 and older. There is a separate set of rules for 1 or 2 players that are added to the base rules. Stay tuned until the end of the video because we will give you some tips that will help you enjoy your first games more. As with any game by Lacerda, House of Fado is very unforgiving when you unknowingly make the wrong choices, which can ruin the game for you. We don't want that, so check out our tips on how to avoid it. The game board is placed in the middle of the table. It is divided in 4 different locations. The top section is where you hire musicians. A Fado requires 3 musicians. A Portuguese guitar player, a singer and a classical guitarist. Fill the spaces with the musicians. Remove the 4-player musicians when playing with 3 players and the 4 and 3-player musicians when playing with 2 players. We think it is clear to put a die on each musician, marked 1 to indicate that all the musicians are level 1. The street is where you lure customers into your restaurant. First take the pink critics and place 1 fewer critic on the board than there are players. The other critics go back to the box. Next prepare the customers. There are brown customers who are guitar enthusiasts, black customers adoring the singers and grey customers who are just general Fado lovers. Put 2 grey, 3 black and 4 brown customers per player in the bag. Return the remaining customers to the box. Now draw customers from the bag and place them on the street until all spaces have been filled. The pink spaces in the middle are reserved for critics. Prepare the rehearsal room. Here is where you place your Fados. In 2-player games, use only the Fados with a 2 on the back. Shuffle the tiles face down and fill the 4 spaces with a face-up tile. Make a draw pile of the remaining tiles and turn the top tile open. Divide the notation tiles and make piles in each corresponding space. Shuffle the billboard markers and put 1 on each space. Place the 5 stars on the appropriate places. The game will be over when 3 of these stars have been claimed. Decide on the first player and give them the Portuguese Guitarist. Each player chooses a restaurant and puts it in front of them. Cover the rightmost table with the decoration tile. You will uncover it when you remove cubes from your restaurant later. For now, all spaces are covered. Take 3 workers, 5 money and 1 treble clef notation tile. Put the disc on the scoring track. You are ready to begin. On your turn, take 1 of your workers, place it on an action space on the board and do the associated action. The workers stay on the board until you take them off. If there is already a worker of another player on the space that you want to use, you bump it. The owner of that worker decides to which of the 3 spaces it goes and collects the rewards immediately. In this example, you choose between the notation tile for 2 money or receiving a money. The space with the notation tile for 1 money is already occupied, so you cannot choose that one. There is a golden rule. If you are already present on an action field, you cannot go there. And you cannot take a worker from an action space and return it to the same space. Let's take a look at the various locations. 1. The musician market has 2 action spaces where you can hire up to 2 musicians, 1 from the left and 1 from the right. When hiring a musician, you pay the amount depending on the fame of the musician, plus 1 for the guitarist and 2 for a singer. Place the musician on the corresponding space in your restaurant. You receive the note that is depicted in the bottom left corner. When you are bumped to a space below, you can get any customer. Take this customer from an adjacent space and place it in the bar of your restaurant. It will applaud for one of the musicians. 2. The streets. You should bring in paying customers or a critic in order to improve your restaurant. When you decide to bring in customers, you choose between the left or the right side of your worker. Take as many customers as fit one empty table in your restaurant. You choose which type of customer fit you best. If at the end of your turn there's only one customer left or there are no customers left, refill them from the bag. When you decide to bring in a critic and it is present on the street, you place the pink critic on an empty table. You can have only one critic at a time in your restaurant. The critic costs 3 money to hire in the beginning, but as you improve your restaurant, the critic becomes cheaper. The customers pay more money and you will even be able to unlock the third table. 3. The rehearsal room. Here you write new fados. Choose one of the 4 pieces of music on the board, discard the notation tiles that match the music back to their piles and place the fado on your restaurant. Score the points in the left top corner immediately. The first player to write 3 pieces of music gets a star, which is worth points at the end of the game, and they get bonus points depending on the number of pieces written. The bump action lets you increase the fame of one of your musicians. Pay the amount for their new level and adjust their die of fame. In the rehearsal room, you can always choose to add a music note to your collection. 4. The billboard. Here you can promote your musicians and earn a lot of points. If you go to the left space, you can promote a Portuguese guitarist or a singer, and on the right space, a singer or a classical guitarist. Take your musician and place it on the appropriate space. Score prestige points equal to the fame of the musician and take a cube from your restaurant and place it on the track next to the musician. This is one of 2 ways to improve your restaurant. There are a few restrictions. A musician must have at least a fame of 2 before getting on a billboard. And the musician must have fame higher than the musician who is already on the billboard. The musician on the billboard goes back to the musician market. On the billboard, you can also hire a musician of renown. Pay the amount according to their fame and place the tile and die on your restaurant. Don't forget to take a matching notation tile that comes with the musician. After spending your money, serving your guests and entertaining the critic, you prepare to close the restaurant for the night. Place one of your workers in the restaurant and all customers pay for their meals. Each customer at a table pays 1 money until you have improved your restaurant and the customers start to pay 2 for their meal or even 3. Next, the customers show their appreciation for the fado performance. Black customers applaud for singers, brown customers for guitarists, and grey people applaud for whoever you assign them to. The more people applaud, the higher the musician's fame becomes. A Fame 1 musician only requires 1 applauding customer to become a Fame 2 musician. A Fame 4 musician requires 3 applauding customers to become Fame 5. Give the musician a standing ovation and adjust their fame. Decide if you want to keep the musicians you have or dismiss them. When you dismiss them to the market, you receive prestige equal to their fame. If a musician becomes the star of the show and achieves 6 fame, you can place it on the fame track. But there is only space for 1 of the types of musician each. Claim the star underneath. At last, people leave your restaurant. The critic reviews and takes away the 2 leftmost cubes from your restaurant. This is the second way to improve your restaurant. Next time, the critic costs only 2 money to bring in. When you improve further, your customers start to pay more. You unlock the third table when you've removed 5 cubes, and you even receive a star when you are the first to remove 8 cubes. The critic is returned to one of the pink spaces of the street. The customers are placed on the discard pile. They return to the bag when it is empty. When 3 stars have been claimed, finish the round and end the game. One final scoring takes place. Each musician tile in your restaurant scores points equal to their fame. Each player scores points for the stars that they have accumulated. Score the billboards. The player with the most cubes next to the billboard gets this number of points. Whoever comes second, this number of points, and third, the last one. You need to have a cube at a billboard to score it. In the case of a tie, you add up the prestige points for the number of places equal to the number of players and divide them, rounding down. You get points depending on the number of music pieces that you wrote. And finally, you get 1 point for every 5 money that you have left over. The player with the most prestige points wins the game. As with most Lacerda games, House of Fado is pretty unforgiving in the sense that a bad decision at the start will hinder you all along the rest of the game, and even can take you out of the competition at the end. And we speak from experience. Your Achilles heel lies with the critics. If you miss out on the critics on your first turn, and one of you will since there is one fewer critic than the number of players, you must make sure to get one the second turn. Furthermore, if you miss out on a critic in the first turn, you must buy 2 musicians in one go on your market action in order to properly utilize the money you do not spend on a critic and save an action in a later turn. One more thing, it is very easy to overlook the notation tile that you receive when you hire a musician, so pay attention to this. These are the rules for House of Fado, a game that breathes Portuguese Fado culture, from the general theme to the artwork by Marina Costa, based on the work of José Malhoa. Surviving the first round leaves you with interesting choices for the rest of the game on every location, because for almost every action there are 2 spaces. We hope you enjoy House of Fado. Come back to our channel for more explanation and tips about board games, and when you're at it, leave a like and subscribe. Bye!